there, my name is Suzanne Rucker. I'm a licensed mental health counselor in Lake Mary, Florida. And I am also certified in Hope and Freedom 3-day sexual intensive for those couples suffering from sex addiction. Why a 3-day sex addiction intensive? Well, it's about 6 months of therapy in 3 days. There is such an impact of sex addiction on the couple. For the addict that's himself or herself, there's the betrayal, there's lies, feelings of hopelessness. Many times he or she has tried many things to be sober and stay sober, and it hasn't worked. There's also a lot of shame involved in sex addiction, which causes the addict then to spiral back into a pattern of sex addiction, the ritual of sex addiction. As far as the partner of a sex addict, there's many things that go on. The biggest one that I see is trauma. You may have heard of PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. There's shame, there's betrayal, this feeling like she or he is going crazy, like out of their mind, very fearful, a lot of anger, a lot of confusion, and many times blindsided by their partners acting out. And usually the partner will suffer from a lot of shame and not really knowing what to do or which way to turn. Well, what happens in the 3-day intensive? Well, what I can say is that it's very intense. And if you've talked to any of my couples that have been through it, they would agree. It's very intense. A lot of work gets done. Like I said, it's about 6 months of therapy and 3 very intense days. So this intensive is only for those that are really serious about sobriety and willing to commit time and effort into this process. What we do, we develop a sobriety plan that has really been proven to work. We really support the partner because she or he really needs support during this time, for the trauma that's been happening in the sex addiction of her partner or his partner. We also really work on healthy boundaries for the partner because we find many times the boundary systems for these people, these partners, are not very strong. They've just been kind of beat down. Establish a baseline of honesty in the relationship, which then in turn eventually fosters a building of trust. Many times in these relationships where there's this addiction going on, there is no intimacy whatsoever. And intimacy does not mean sex. It means a real connection with the other person. So intimacy is something that we also focus on because building intimacy pulls the sex addict away from addictive behaviors or addictive acting out. Some of the testimonials that I've had for my 3-day intensive, this Life, Hope and Freedom intensive, is, I don't think my marriage would have had a chance without it. I found that every part of the process was important and necessary. Everything we did with Suzanne served a purpose. Another one was, I had never heard of this program until I met Suzanne. I wish that we had heard or known about this program sooner. And finally, I wish there was a way to get the knowledge of this program out there. A lot more couples would be helped. So having said all of that, I really do encourage you to reach out. You can call me at 407-967-9313. You can also email me at lifecounselingsolutions@gmail.com. But reach out. If you have any questions at all, I'll be happy to talk to you on the phone for free and answer any questions that you might have regarding this 3-day intensive for sex addiction recovery. Thanks. Have a good day.